On a moonlit night, thousands of winged termite princes and princesses leave the fortresses where they were born to begin their one and only nuptial flight. This is the great mating ritual of the insect world. With shimmering wings reflecting the moonlight, they soar to meet partners from other colonies, each pair drawn together by an irresistible force. That night, the lucky ones will become the new king and queen of a future empire. But this journey is fraught with peril. Their lives are fleeting, their sole purpose to reproduce. But predators give them no chance. Many are devoured on the spot, their dreams of royalty ending before they even begin. By dawn, tens of thousands will become nothing more than a feast. Only a lucky few survive, hiding underground. These survivors, however, can live for decades, building kingdoms that defy imagination. Having found their partner, the new king and queen hastily dig a shelter. They build a simple wedding chamber from earth and saliva, seal it forever, and never leave again. Soon, the queen begins her life's work. The first egg, the first larva, the first worker, and the first soldier are born. As they grow, each caste takes on its sacred duty. Thousands of workers expand the nest around the royal chamber, and within months, a new kingdom rises from the earth. This massive termite mound becomes one of nature. As great as architectural marvels, a towering fortress, built entirely from chewed earth and saliva. Its gates are guarded by vigilant soldier termites with giant heads and powerful jaws, ready to defend their home to the death. Inside is a vast labyrinth of tunnels and chambers. A brilliant ventilation system keeps the nest at the perfect temperature and humidity. Tug blind, these creatures rely on scent and taste to live and communicate in perfect harmony. The colony's success comes from tireless devotion. Workers forage for food, tend to the young, and even feed the soldiers at the gates. In the central chamber, hundreds of workers constantly surround and protect the queen. She has become a massive, pulsating egg-laying machine, producing over 30,000 eggs a day. Every single termite in this bustling metropolis is her child, a descendant of that one fateful nuptial flight. But peace is a luxury in the wild. Across from their nest stands an abandoned fortress, now home to a tribe of black ants. These predators and plunderers hunt daily, ambushing worker termites gathering supplies. They aren't stronger, but they fight with terrifying speed and deadly coordination. Yet, a far greater threat is approaching. From the distant mountains, a legendary army of flesh-eating marauders, T-Army, Anses, on Timu. But after more than 40 scorching days without rest or food, they are near exhaustion, a migrating wave of death. Meanwhile, in the termite fortress, a new generation of princes and princesses prepares for its own flight. But storm clouds gather. Thunder rumbles, and they retreat back inside. Outside, lightning strikes a nearby tree, setting it ablaze. The massive trunk falls, crushing part of the mound. The royal chamber survives, but the real disaster comes with the smoke and heat that floods the tunnels. The intense heat distorts the scent trails, disorienting the termites and plunging the colony into chaos. At the same time, in the cool mountain air, the army ants resume their march. They are true nomads without a home, carrying their larvae and food with them. At the center of their column is the enormous queen, guarded by her most elite soldiers. After a grueling journey, they reach the plains. Workers haul supplies while soldiers defend the lines, attacking anything that moves. But they soon trespass into the territory of another fearsome predator, the night ants. From their hanging nests, sentinels of the night ants detect the invaders. They signal an alarm through vibrations that spread like war drums across the forest canopy. These two predatory tribes, different in size but equal in ferocity, are now destined to clash. Caught off guard, the army ants are forced to fight to protect their queen. Hundreds fall, but they eventually escape the night ants' realm. At dusk, they form a bivouac, a living nest made of their own bodies resting, until dawn before marching again. Soon, they reach fertile plains, bursting with food, enough to reignite their hunger and ambition. Meanwhile, the termite kingdom is struggling. Workers desperately repair the mound after the fire, but the heat damage has weakened the structure. The empire is fragile. Then, another calamity strikes. Heavy rain. The pounding drops stun the termites. Prolonged exposure means death. Worse, The water soaks deep into the nest, turning its grand architecture into mush. Mud floods every passage, burying nurseries and fungus farms. Even the royal chamber begins to fill with sludge. The larvae are swept away, communication signals are jammed, and the Queen Tulard 2 move can only await her end. The workers can only watch helplessly as the mud rises, slowly drowning their mother, the heart of their kingdom. At last, the rain stops, but the nest is a graveyard of hardened mud. Food rots, and the queen, half buried, is barely alive. But the army ants keep marching. They are relentless, building bridges and tunnels with their own bodies to cross rivers and mountains. They breed, hunt, and sleep on the move. Soon, they reach the termite plains. Every animal flees their path. They crush the black ant colony first, forcing its survivors to flee. Then, they discover the weakened termite fortress, a massive prize. The order is given attack at dawn. When the first wave hits, chaos erupts. The Termites, Tuglarger, are no match for the fast, organized killers. The army ants split into multiple fronts, even dropping from the trees to seize the entrances. The invaders pour into the core of the nest, just a wall away from the royal chamber. Sensing the ultimate danger, the queen termite releases a final, desperate emergency pheromone. The workers respond, forming a living shield around her, sealing the royal hall with their own bodies. When the army ants pause to transport loot, a few termite larvae hide with the queen, but the ants find another way in and the final battle begins. With no retreat left, the termites fight to the death. Even newborn larvae join the fray, sacrificing themselves to protect their queen. Just as all hope seems lost, a torrential downpour strikes again. The rain cuts off the army ants' reinforcements, isolating those inside. This is the termites' chance. They rally and counterattack with everything they have. An army ant breaks through the last defense and lunges toward the queen, but before it can strike, a swarm of larvae overwhelms it. Rain pours harder, sealing the entrances with mud. The invaders trapped inside are crushed. Night falls. The army ant queen realizes the battle is lost. She tries to retreat but is surrounded by vengeful termite soldiers. After a fierce struggle, the termite warriors are victorious. The war is over. Weeks later, the termite kingdom is reborn from the mud and ashes. New princes and princesses emerge, and one day soon, they too will fly into the moonlight to begin a new empire of their own, continuing the incredible cycle of life, death, and renewal. Thank you for watching this epic tale from the insect world. If you enjoyed this journey, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.